Hi, I'm Abby Auch, and this is my persuasive speech. When most people think about children, they think of a happy, smiling, laughing child. Most people do not picture a child that has facial deformities or a brain that can't comprehend past the first grade level. Then again, most people understand that smoking and drinking during pregnancy is a bad idea. For those of you who don't know why, this speech is for you. I will tell you exactly why smoking or drinking during pregnancy is so detrimental to a baby before they're born and after they're born, and I will also tell you the consequences the mother can face for doing this. And after my speech is over, I hope you will tell everyone what I am telling you. Do not smoke or drink while pregnant. First, I'll be telling you how the babies are affected inside the womb. Second, how babies are affected outside the womb. And third, how mothers can also have consequences. A baby eats what its mother eats. It drinks what she drinks, and it breathes what she breathes. So if a mother is putting toxic cigarette smoke or alcohol into her body, she's also putting it into her baby's body. The article Tobacco, Alcohol, and Drugs in Pregnancy, written by the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, or the ACOG, talk about if a mother smokes during pregnancy, she is more likely to have a miscarriage, a stillbirth, or a baby that has heart defects. They also talk about how a fetus's liver is not fully developed yet. And since your liver is what breaks down alcohol and detoxifies your body, when a mother drinks alcohol, it goes into the baby's system. And since their liver is not fully developed, they break down the alcohol much slower than the mother does. And this causes the baby's blood alcohol level to rise exponentially faster than the mother's, and it stays higher for a longer amount of time. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention has an article titled Tobacco Use in Pregnancy. And they talk about how a mother that smokes during pregnancy is more likely to have placental abruption or premature rupture of the membranes. Placental abruption is when the placenta detaches from the uterus before the baby is born, which takes away the baby's oxygen and food supply. And premature rupture of the membranes is when your water breaks before the baby is ready to be born, and this almost always results in a premature birth. And as you can see, smoking or drinking during pregnancy can cause the baby serious, life-altering, and even life-threatening consequences. And so to review, my first main point of why you shouldn't drink or smoke during pregnancy is because babies are affected inside the womb. And unfortunately for the child, the effects of the mom's decision to smoke or drink during pregnancy don't stop at birth. Which brings me to my second main point. Babies are affected outside the womb. The ACOG also talks about how if a mother drinks during pregnancy, their baby could be born with fetal alcohol syndrome, or FAS. 1 in 1,000 babies are born with FAS every year, and their symptoms include facial deformities, behavioral or mental disabilities, and organ failure. They also talk about how a mother that smokes during pregnancy can have a baby that is born exhibiting withdrawal-like symptoms and can have respiratory problems such as asthma or colic. And they are also more likely to die of sudden infant death syndrome or experience childhood obesity. The article, Maternal Smoking During Pregnancy and ADHD, a comprehensive clinical and neurocognitive characterization, talks about how a mother that smokes during pregnancy is more likely to have a child that has more serious behavioral symptoms and an increased number of oppositional defiant disorders. This study also found a positive correlation between the amounts the mothers claimed to smoke during pregnancy and how serious the child's ADHD symptoms were. The mom's decision to smoke can alter the child's life in many horrendous ways. These children have to live with the consequences of a choice that they had no say in. And so to review, my second point of why you shouldn't smoke or drink during pregnancy is because the child is affected outside the womb. While children have many saddening consequences, moms can have serious consequences too. This brings me to my third and final point. Mothers can face serious consequences. There's an article on ABC News entitled, Mom Jailed for Breastfeeding While Drinking, Waitress Fired Over It. And this story is a waitress saw a mom breastfeeding her child while she was drinking, and she called the cops. And even though there are no laws against breastfeeding while drinking, the cops decided to make a conscious decision because there is scientific proof that shows that this is bad for the child, and so they arrested the mom and charged her with child endangerment. And this is just one example of how, even though there are no laws against this, you can still get in trouble for inadvertently giving your child alcohol. My last point is a personal story. I work at a place with children that have mental disabilities, and one of the kids I work with that I've gotten really close to has her disability because her mother drank and smoked while she was pregnant. I've also gotten really close to the family, and her mother gave me permission to share her story. She got pregnant when she was 16 years old, and she, in her own words, she was too selfish and stupid to get the help she needed. And so she decided that she would smoke and drink during pregnancy because she didn't think anything bad would happen. But when her child was born, she had such serious problems that she had to stay in the hospital for the first month and a half of her life. And now every time the mother comes to visit her child, I can see the regret on her face. And every time we talk about it, she just says that she wishes she could go back in time and redo everything. And she says that she wishes that her daughter didn't have to pay for her bad decision making. So as you can see from my third point, for many moms, the guilt is just too much to bear. And no one in their right mind wants to hurt an innocent child, but that's exactly what you're doing if you smoke or drink during pregnancy. Every huff of smoke travels down into the underdeveloped lungs, and every drink works its way into the poor, unprepared body growing inside. This can not only cause problems during pregnancy, such as stillbirth or premature birth, but also cause problems after pregnancy, such as your child being born with FAS. And the mother would have to live with that guilt for the rest of her life. A baby drinks what its mother drinks, it eats what she eats, it breathes what she breathes, and has to live with the consequences of the choices she makes, so make the right ones. If you're pregnant, don't smoke or drink, and tell everyone that they shouldn't smoke or drink, because the more people know, the less it will happen. Please tell everyone what I have told you. Do not smoke or drink during pregnancy. If you remember one thing from this entire speech, I hope it's this: that you shouldn't smoke or drink during pregnancy because 1, the child is affected inside the womb, 2, the child is affected outside the womb, and 3, the mother can face serious consequences too. I would just like to thank you for listening to my speech, and I would like to introduce you to my audience. They would come up here, Alyssa Oschlager, Caitlin Hart, and Mono Mar. And thank you guys for listening to my speech too. I hope you enjoyed it.